Welcome to my American History Notes. I'm picking it up where I stopped yesterday. Charles II, restored to the throne of England in 1660, had many friends and relatives to take care of. Samuel Eliot Morison tells us. He also hated the Dutch in spite of their generous treatment of him during his exile. He gave New Netherlands, along with other territory the Dutch had controlled, to the Duke of York and then declared war on Holland. Charles II's brother, the Duke of York, received the largest land grant ever made by any English king. It not only included the present state of New York, but everything between the Connecticut and Delaware rivers. Also included were Long Island, Martha's Vineyard, and the present state of Maine east of the Kennebec River. The Duke named Richard Nicolls his governor and dispatched him with 4 frigates to claim his prize. He sailed into New Amsterdam Harbor, New York, and demanded that the Dutch governor surrender. The Dutchman Peter Minuit, by the way, had earlier bought Manhattan Island for 60 guilders from the wrong Indians, the equivalent of $24, some say. Others say that this is a ridiculous myth, although the story is backed up by documents in The Hague, according to a statement made on the History News Network online. Now, the peg-legged Peter Stuyvesant, who had lost a limb while storming a French fort in the West Indies, gave up New York without firing a shot when he was unable to get his citizens to resist the takeover. The English renamed New Amsterdam and called it New York, and Fort Orange they called Albany. Fort Casimir on the Delaware they renamed Newcastle. One of the first things the Duke did was to slice off a large section of his territory to his friends, Sir George Carteret and Lord John Berkeley, brother of Virginia's governor. This became the province of New Jersey. Sir George's cousin Philip went to take over the land in 1665 to find the grant inhabited by a few hundred Dutchmen and English Puritans who had settled Woodbridge and Newark. Carteret and Berkeley then drew up the most liberal grant of political privileges ever made by any English colonial proprietors, called Concessions and Agreements of the Proprietors of New Jersey, guaranteeing freedom of conscience, a representative assembly which first met at Elizabethtown in 1668, and generous land grants. Now, as I go on next about the Duke in New York, I want you to understand these things that I'm pointing out are precursors to the Revolution because of the liberty that we had, we as our ancestors, colonial ancestors, had in these various colonies that were unheard of, unparalleled, lacking in any kind of previous, what do you call it when it's like a law? Precedent, lacking precedence. So these are very important to remember when you get to the point of revolution, when the British tried to have a tight hand on us. That wasn't going to work. So anyway, we'll get back to the Duke who had New York and talk some more about that next. Thank you, and feel free to make comments. I hope you click like and subscribe or follow, but feel free to make comments. Thank you.